Welcome back to FM Story. In the last episode, we began season 13 of our series with Sporting. We've already picked up 2 trophies. We've won the Super Tacker and we won the UEFA Super Cup. We're currently 100% record in the league. We've won our first game in the Champions League, but unfortunately, it looks like the Allianz Cup isn't going to be ours this season after we suffered a disappointing result in the first group game against Braga. We're now relying on a second division team beating Braga for us to have any chance of making out of the group stage. But hopefully we keep this good run of form up in the league and the Champions League. Without further ado, let's get into the action. We are approaching the end of October. We've got a big game in the Champions League coming up away at Man City. Since the end of the last episode, things have gone really well. We've won every game. We started with a home game against Dortmund in the Champions League. We didn't start particularly well. First half, in fact, we were pretty bad. They took an early lead. We pulled a goal back in the second half after we brought João Felix off the bench, and then Cesar Hernandez, continuing in that right wing position, popped up with a winner shortly after to give us a good start to the Champions League with 2 wins out of 2. We were then at home to Firenze in the league, and another pretty comfortable victory. Goals from Botic, 2 from Hernandez again in that right wing role, and 1 from Mbappe, enough to keep us top of the table, still unbeaten. Still with a 100% record, in fact, in the league. And then we entered the tack to Portugal with a trip to Atletico Club to Portugal and made heavy weather of it. It was a pretty much fully rotated team. We ended up running out 4-1 victors. We had 39 shots. They had 1 shot. And once they equalised, it looked like we were kind of not going to do anything. We did pick up another goal through Vitor Roque, and then he completed his hat-trick just before the end, and Miguel Ferreira added another in injury time to make it look a lot more comfortable than it was, but we did really make heavy weather of that. And now we go into the Champions League game against Man City. So here we go, this is the team we've gone to the Man City game. We're back to about as strong a team as we've got. We are going to keep Hernandez in that wide right role, see if he can continue with the form going so far. They obviously still have Erling Haaland up front, so we'll have to be careful at the back. But other than that, I think that's probably the only player that they've got still that they had at the start of the save. Obviously, you've got Ciala, Thuram, so it's going to be a tough game. But they haven't started the Champions League very well. I think they're down in 24th position so far. Hopefully we can start the game pretty quick. They're on the attack, which isn't what we like. Acres of space to run into. Oh god, that is like the exact opposite of how we want to start the game. We want to start the game quickly, not giving away a penalty in the 3rd minute. Erling Haaland to step up against Celcinho and sends him the wrong way, and that is definitely not how we want to start this game. We have been abysmal in that. That's probably about as bad as we've played so far this season. Probably on a par with the Braga game in the Allianz Cup. Right, so we made some more changes. Go with the enforced changes in the first half to get some people on the pitch who aren't going to collapse from exhaustion. Mbappe, Rafael looking for Suzuki, but it's gone to Botic. He scored. Surely that's not offside. Mbappe in the middle of the pitch goes back to Rafael, who lifts it forward. It was Suzuki that made the first run. The defender misjudged it. Botic got into the box, puts it away, and we're 1-1. And that isn't deserved based on the game so far. But straight from the kickoff, they're coming forward. They're having a lot of the ball, and we're not really putting too much pressure on them. Their wing back are getting so much space. and we're not tracking runners either. Alright, so we've made our final change, and we've changed the formation slightly to see if we can counter space they're getting and try and get back into this game. They've got a corner though. Clear again as far as the edge of the box. Can't get the ball back. Thought that was going to be another penalty. I mean, this is getting embarrassing. Just so much space for those wide players, and then there's 4 defenders around him, and no one gets close enough to get a block on it. Hopefully, it's just one of those games, but otherwise, it's a sign of things to be wary of. There, we've been battered, and only one player had a decent game. We are approaching the end of November. We've got a game against Inter coming up in the Champions League. Since the game against Man City, we have got back on track. We've won every game since then. We started with a trip away to Rio Ave in the league and ran out really comfortable 7-1 victors. It could have been even more, but Kylian Mbappe had missed a penalty in the first half as well. We then went away to Shakhtar in the Champions League and really bounced back from that poor performance against Man City with another comfortable victory 7-2. We lost 4-5. We were then at home to Benfica, who at the time was sat third in the table, and came away with a comfortable victory. I mean, we weren't great in the first half, but we were 1-0 up at half time. They had a player sent off early in the second half, and then as the game wore on, we just wore them down and picked up another 4 goals in the last 15-20 minutes to really run out 5-0 victors. And we then, in the most recent game, we went away to Estoril and came away with a 4-0 victory. We really struggled in the first half, but second half came out and blew them away, and looking pretty good in the attack to Portugal there. As far as the Allianz Cup is concerned, unfortunately, we are out of that because Braga played against Mirandela and drew. So now the only possible result is if we lose to Mirandela, then it will go down to goal difference between them and Braga. If we beat Mirandela, then Braga will go through to the top of the group. We can't. As far as the Champions League is concerned, that victory over Shakhtar has got us back into the top 8. We're currently sat in 7th with 9 points from the 4 games. Hopefully, we can put in a decent performance in this next game against Inter just to secure our place in that top 8 or make it a bit more secure. And as far as the league's concerned, we've played 9, won 9, goal difference of plus 34, 27 points. We are only 3 points clear of Maritimo, who only lost 1 game this season, which was to Famalicão. Other than that, I mean, Benfica are already 10 points behind us, and Porto are already 16 points behind us. Botic has got 9 goals already in the league this season. We've got the best performing players, got the most assists. And yeah, things are looking good, and hopefully we can continue that run into this next game against Inter. So this is the team going to the game against Inter. They do have 3 of our former players in their squad, 3 fullbacks of ours. They've got Lennon Moreira, who's starting the game. They've got Carlo Estevez on the bench, Walter Bravo, who's also on the bench. This is the team we've gone for. We've gone for Suzuki in that wide right role rather than Fernandez or even Pedro Bengue, who stepped up from the 23 squad. Hopefully, with it being a home game, we get off to a decent start under pressure early. Now they've got to throw in deep in their own half. We've won it. Goosen's on the edge of the box, drifting in. Perfect start. Pressure them into the corner. Mbappe won the header, I think, from the throw in. Yeah, Mbappe gets his head to it. Goosen's drifts inside and just lifts it into the top corner. That's just 1-0 up. I mean, we got off to a great start with that early goal. Things have kind of quietened down in the whole game since then. But we're in a really strong position. Now we just need to finish the job. Right, we've made a couple of other changes just to bring some fresh legs on, get some younger players some experience. And almost immediately protected us. A long cross over the top. No real pressure on the cross. In fact, it loops up off the defender. And Garnacho got above Bassioli at the back post. And that is so far against the runner play, it's unbelievable. Oh. Please tell me I'm not going to score. Thank God they didn't react to the rebound. What is going on? Right, we've gone long. Right. Bastioli to Martinez. Raphael to Erdi. Davies into Goosens in the box. Taps it past the keeper. And thankfully, we've woken up and gone back in front. We're very much in danger of throwing that game away. It comes out to Davies, slides it down the side of the defence. Goosens just pokes it past the keeper. And we're back in front. Corner, can we get our heads on it, please? Oh, even better, Salsino comes and claims it. We're into injury time. Into Raphael. What are we doing? No, not him. Oh my God. I don't think that's offside either. How on earth run this game? Can't defend. West is equal. Fine, even. We've basically controlled that match. Somehow thrown it away twice. And there we are, the end of another episode. Things are going well. Top of the table, we've won every game so far in the league. Champions League, obviously that disappointing defeat against Man City, and then obviously that draw we've just seen where we threw the game away twice against Inter. We're going well in attack in Portugal, and unfortunately for the first season in the entire 13 seasons of the save, we're not going to make it out of the group stage of the Allianz Cup. But we're still in a strong position in the other three competitions we're still in. We've already won 2 competitions. So join us next time to see if we can really push on, see if we do any business in the January transfer window. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.